What I was going to say, Lawtide, is that I was going to say that this football season, Alabama, you guys are the national champions. You know, I think is it 16 or 17 national championships.
We got 17 of them.
17 national titles, and how excited are you to, I guess, start out the football season again? And being an Alabama fan, I mean, how easy is it when you go ahead and you're beating up on Tennessee, you're beating up on all these teams? I mean, do you still find Alabama games entertaining?
Oh, yes. It don't matter who we're playing. I mean, it don't matter who we're playing. It's to an Alabama fan, it's pretty much like getting up each day and peeing excellence. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, when you turn on the TV, you expect it, and Coach Saban has really done it since he's been at the University of Alabama, and we got high expectations this year.
When did you know? When was the first time you knew that Nick Saban would be a very, very good football coach for you? Can you go back to like 09 or 10? Because you guys had Mike Shula for a while, and you guys were kind of middling around. And Saban was with LSU and the Dolphins. And when did you know that Nick Saban would be a very good coach?
Probably after the loss to Louisiana Monroe. That's probably as bottom as it could get, and there wasn't no way but up after that. And the team really pulled together, and we finished strong. Went on and won a bowl game that year, and I really think it set up 2008 and 2009. Just the team buying in to the process, and 2009 came. We had a bunch of 5-star freshmen out there, Julio Jones, and all of them. And man, it was a fun time, man. But to me, it was after that Louisiana Monroe loss.
Yeah, and we're talking here with Lawtide. And you've been a YouTuber for a long time, Lawtide, so it's probably been pretty easy for you. I mean, you've gone after BVD, and you've always had really the upper hand. I mean, was there ever a year where somebody could get at you? Is there an Auburn YouTuber that sometimes, had the upper hand in some battles? I mean, talk about some of the TTC and the classic battles that you've had.
Oh, man. I've had classic battles. One I could remember is and I'm missing this guy. I wish he was still on there. His name was Savage Tiger. He was a Clemson fan, and he had the passion like I did. And man, it made for some epic battles and some good off-season talk. And man, so I would say Savage Tiger.
Yeah, I miss Savage Tiger as well. I mean, because he was almost borderline like scary, when you watch the video of Savage Tiger, especially when he went after Ohio State, And I know Clemson's in very good hands with Pete, who just started out, and there's another good Clemson guy that I'm forgetting about, but yeah, he's such an entertainer. And Lawtide, when you're getting ready to make a video and everything, I mean, how much prep goes into each video that you're gonna release, and do you just is there a lot of improv? You write something out before going to the mic? I mean, what is kind of the process like?
It's pretty much improv. Sometimes I think about what I want to do, but I never write anything down. I've never written anything down. It's usually one take and a smoke break. If a buddy of mine used to say that, used to make YouTube videos for Dallas Cowboys. His name was J-Wad, and he would get on there and say, "Yeah, this ain't nothing but a one take and a smoke break." So
right.
that's just how I took it. It felt more real to me, just getting up there and doing my thing and getting my message out there that that y'all shouldn't be on the field with my football team, and that's just how it is.
Looking at the SEC East, I mean, we have UGA playing really, really well right now, and under Kirby Smart. But do you see Tennessee or Florida coming back to challenge Georgia in the SEC East sooner? Like, which team do you think, who do you think's going to get their program back? Is it going to be Pruitt or Dan Mullen?
Right now, I would say Dan Mullen, because I think he's left with a little more talent than what Tennessee's got up there. Tennessee's kind of started from scratch. They didn't win an SEC game last year, and I think that's the first time in their school history they've ever done that. So to me, I think probably Dan Mullen, and him being such a, I think a quarterback guru is what they call him, and I think he'll get them turned around a little quicker than Tennessee will, because Coach Pruitt, he's starting from the bottom of the bottom. I mean, that program has been running the ground for about 10 years now, so that's what I see.
If Jarrett Stidham never went to Auburn, would Gus Malzahn still have would he have a job? Because you look at that LSU game, if he lost to Les Miles, I mean, Auburn fans are ready to run Gus out at any time over the past couple of years.
Well, I don't know. Probably would be gone. But it's kind of mind-boggling how they want to give a man a raise, after he lost 4 ball games, and lost his bowl game. So, I mean, if they just give him that raise because they beat Alabama, that's not going to stick, because when you come down to it, in the last 10 years, Alabama's 7-3 against Auburn. So so I look that Gus is going to have to step his game up, and he's got a good team this year. The barn's going to be good this year. They got a good front seven, and it'll be a good match for our offensive line when we play them.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask a couple of questions about this year's Alabama team. We're here with Lawtide. He is on Rover Sports. We thank him for joining us. Do you think that Tua should definitely be the guy, and do you look at Tua as being like a potential NFL first-round talent? I mean, how special can Tua be, and do you definitely think that he should be in over Jalen Hurts?
Well, right now I think everybody's just looking at what he did in that half of the national championship game. I need to see a little more. Jalen, he did a lot for Alabama. I mean, he's done a lot for Alabama. He's 26-2. He can't throw the ball as well as Tua, and he can't read defense as well as Tua. And Tua is just a better pocket quarterback, and just a better quarterback. But as far as a leader, Jalen, you can't beat him. I mean, he is a leader. I know that he's catching a lot of heat right now for what he said at Fan Day Saturday, but that'd be the first time he's ever talked to the media since the national championship. I guess he did have a lot of frustration. I mean, I made a video about it Saturday when I was down in Alabama visiting a buddy of mine, and I kind of reacted without sitting and analyzing it a little better. All I seen was Jalen saying some stuff I've never heard him say before. So what I wanted to do is analyze it and understand a little bit better. So I watched it a few more times, his interview, and I can see his frustration. I can understand that, but I think he sees the writing on the wall that he's up against a kid that is a phenomenal quarterback. I mean, what we've seen is just the tip of the iceberg of what this kid can bring to our offense. But he's going to have to win the team, just like Coach Saban said. He's going to have to win the team.
Yeah, I look at Jalen. The one thing that I think bothers me is just like how his dad said that he'd be the greatest free agent, in college football. So his dad is already implying that the guy's going to leave. And I look at Jalen Hurts' performance in the 26-2, and you're obviously an Alabama fan, and I kind of look at it, I don't really have an SEC team, so I try to look at it, from a neutral perspective. I look at Jalen the first year, and you guys played Washington. He was very successful in Lane's offense running around. He was actually a better thrower. And then against Mississippi State last year, he had some occasional throws, but he really struggled. And you thought he would progress, because during the first year, you're like, this kid's only a freshman. But against Auburn, he was one of the main reasons why you guys lost the Iron Bowl. So I don't think that there's a reason for him to really be complaining, because Tua, I just think, is a more talented quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Like, I don't get why he's upset. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think he should be pouting as much.
Well, I think he was just upset because nobody wanted to talk to him about it. And he didn't talk to anybody about it. So it was just kind of, he felt like he was getting a cold shoulder, in my opinion.
Right.
As far as what Tua can do, he talked about it at Fan Day too. He's just got to be, have a better relationship with his teammates and all that. And, I think the kid's got the goods. And we'll see. But if he goes out there and turns that ball over, so Coach Saban don't like that. And that's why Jalen was so, would just read one and then, take off running. He didn't want to sit in the pocket and see, take a chance of, getting hit and fumbling the ball or, or just, trying to put a pass where he shouldn't and getting it picked. So what I look for is, maybe that interview that Jalen did was to fire him up a little bit more. That, he's still there. And, he's going to give it all he got. So, don't count Tua. Tua's probably the better quarterback and probably going to be the starter, but do not count Jalen Hurts out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, if I were Nick Saban, though, and everybody talks about this question, even in the NFL, they always say it's good to have, like, 2 backup quarterbacks. And unfortunately, I look at Jalen Hurts, and I see a guy that if he's not playing, I see a guy that is going to be a huge distraction for this football team, where it's better to just have Mac Jones on the roster and then just move Jalen Hurts out completely. Do you understand what I mean? Like, sometimes having 2 great quarterbacks makes for confusion and the chemistry isn't as good. So would you agree that this is kind of an awkward situation and Coach Saban could be handling it better by announcing Tua maybe as the guy right now?
Well, I agree with that because I remember, after the 2014 year with Cardale Jones at Ohio State, who should start him or J.T. Barrett. And, we seen what happened there. They didn't run Zeke enough anyway. So I hope that train wreck doesn't happen at Alabama. And, yes, I would like to see Coach Saban come out a little early, and don't let it drag on like he let it drag on with, Blake Burnett and Jalen Hurts in 2016. So that's what I'm looking for.
I remember Barnett, and it's also a good thing that Cooper Bateman didn't play too long either, because I don't know if he would have won those championships. I don't know if you guys would have beaten Clemson and everything. It's good that Jay Coker took over the team that year. So as we look at the roster now, I want to talk a little bit about the Tide while I got you here for this upcoming season. I mean, can you honestly fill me in on the offensive and defensive coordinator? Because I know Pruitt isn't there. I mean, so who are these new guys that are going to be the offensive and defensive guys this year, the coordinators?
Coach Loxley, he's been there. This will be his second year there. He was a co-offense coordinator with the guy that took off and went to the Bills.
Right.
So
Dable.
Dable. And in the defensive side, we got Coach Tosh, and he's a maniac. He's all energy. But we also got a guy that came in from San Antonio, Texas, is going to help him out, and that's Coach Golden. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. Also brought in the receivers coach from Penn State, and they've talked real highly about him. Talk about how he's probably going to be a head coach one day.
Yeah, he's a great recruiter, the guy from Penn State. No, he has a ton of energy.
Yes, and he's done a really good job recruiting already. So I think he's done real good bringing him in, and he also brought Texas A&M's special teams coach. So I think we're going to be just fine. Coach Saban's real happy with his staff. He's doing a lot more things now. I think he's seen the writing on the wall. What Georgia's doing in the recruiting. He's going to have to be getting out there more. Being seen more, and opening up our locker rooms a lot more to the media is it's kind of surprising to me that he's doing that. Especially trying to defend a national championship. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely, and you also Butch Jones is mowing the lawn. He's mowing the lawns during the morning.
Really staying there right now. Just he's drawing a big check from the University of Tennessee, working for Alabama. So
right.
So he can think about that. I don't think he's really going to be hurting for money right now.
And he might know some of the secrets, I guess, during the Tennessee week, I guess, to have them.
Well, I look at it this way. Some coaches are not meant to be head coaches. I mean, we went through that with Coach Shula. I think Coach Shula, he was good to a point where, he cleaned up our university because we was a mess at the time, but he couldn't get us over the hump. He couldn't get us there after the 2005 season. So when Coach Saban came in, it was all it was full steam ahead, get off the tracks because here comes Alabama. So that's just what we've been doing for the last 10 years is running things, and we're ready to do it again.
So looking at these linebackers, I mean, what guys do you think are going to emerge? Do you think it's going to be Dylan Moses? Do you think that that Mac Wilson, can really play well? I mean, which guys do you look at this defense and go, this guy could even be an NFL first-round talent, like on this side of the ball?
Man, I love Mac Wilson. I mean, I hate to say it, this is probably going to be his last year at Alabama. I mean, he's an alpha dog. That's exactly what Coach Saban wants out there. He's a really good leader. Dylan Moses, he's got a nose for the football. Got out there last year, because we had a lot of injuries. Christian Miller off the edge, he's going to be a big dog this year. We did lose Terrell Lewis, but the way they was talking that he might get back toward the end of the year, we'll have him back. But on the inside, we got Isaiah Buggs. I mean, he's going to be a stud. And we everybody's talking about we only got 3 return starters, but they don't understand. We had a lot of injuries last year, and a lot of those sophomores and freshmen got on the field in those blowouts. So, and then, that you can't beat that game time experience.
Buggs is fantastic. I mean, and I have complete faith in the guys to step in, and I know in the secondary that Trayvon Diggs has played some football. Savion Smith's a name that I've seen before. So I mean, these look like, and we'll have to again see how they react. I mean, in the SEC West, I mean, the toughest offense is probably in the West. You look at Mississippi State and then the Iron Bowl. Tennessee, I don't think is going to be all that difficult. But the team should honestly be fine. Maybe the Ole Miss game week 3 will find something about this defense, because at least Ole Miss has some NFL players on their offense. Some NFL receivers.
Well, I think Louisville's going to test us. I mean, they got a really good receiving core, and everybody's talking about, well, they don't have Lamar Jackson anymore. But I'm going to tell you, Jawan Puma Pass is a capable quarterback. I mean, we were hard after him a few years ago, and he chose Louisville over us and Georgia. So, that's one thing that's going to be tested is our young defensive backs, and some kids going to have to step up. One kid I'm looking for to step up is Nigel Knott. I mean, we've been hearing about this kid for years, and he's always getting hurt. So maybe he can stay on the field this year and help us out.
Yeah, and I guess the Louisville kid's a big quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's like Cam Newton, they say. So, I mean, I've seen highlights of him. I had to go back and watch him, but I went back and watched him a few weeks ago, and yeah, he's got a big time arm. He throws it better than Lamar. He probably doesn't run. Of course, nobody's going to run like Lamar Jackson.
Right.
But he can move a little bit, and he's a big kid. He'll run over you. So we're going to have to step up and play some big-time football.
Lawtide, thanks so much for joining the program, man. I can't wait to watch your content, and maybe during the season I'd love to talk some more Bama football when these games get started up in September.
Hey, anytime. Thanks for having me on, Spencer, and Roll Tide Roll. Y'all have a good one.